Hey y'all, it is officially that time. I'm going to introduce you to the girls. We're here, we're healed. It's been about 6 weeks now. So I figured I would finally answer all of your questions. I have the Q&A actually from what I put up on Instagram. There was a ton of good questions. I actually had to look up some of them like as in details of like the implants and stuff. But I think we got it all here. Let's see, just gonna dive on it. My little baby's been really sick. Ivy, they shaved her little arms and her little belly. She's my little filming friend today. Well, first of all, I'm gonna take a second. Just look how good they look. They're sitting a little high because I pushed up in the bra, but I'm so happy with them. Okay, let me get into this. Okay, where did you get your boobs done? I actually got my boobs done at Dr. Garth Fisher's office in Beverly Hills. Amazing. He did my boobs the first time and now he's did them the second time. He's at, I had a biomed spot as well in Beverly Hills on Spalding. So, and then what type of implants did you get and how many cc's? So originally when I went in, I thought I wanted 305. I originally had 225. So when I went in for my consultation, and you know, I'm over 10 years now, and I basically said that I wanted a little bit more cleavage and I wanted it to be a little bit more into my armpit, so a little bit more width than like any sort of profile. So from this side, like I don't have a ton of boob profile from like waist ratio, but I definitely wanted the width. And then that way, if I wanted them to look bigger, I could wear a push-up bra. Beforehand, with my other implants, I wore a push-up bra 24/7, and it gave me more of this look. So I think that's why a lot of people didn't see a difference or thought that this was the first time I got my boobs done or something. But I did have them done before, which I actually had a lot of people ask me, which means that he obviously did a great job, because when I went into Garth, I specifically said I want it to be natural, super natural. I want people to look at me and be like, does she have her boobs done? Does she not? I don't know. That was more of the vibe I was going for. I've always just wanted to feel more feminine and everything to fit my body naturally looking, not like super overly enhanced. So I wanted like boob to butt ratio to be kind of even. And I got them done when I was really young. I think I was like 19 or 20 or something like that. At that time, I was like 100 pounds, 115 pounds was like my weight. And now I'm like 130 and I'm also 30 years old and I filled out a lot. My body's changed a lot. I learned how to build a booty, which I didn't have before. So I definitely wanted to balance out a little bit more. And it was time anyways. My implants, they say over 10 years for the older ones. Now implants can go 25, 30 years with the new brands. What kind of implant did I get? This is one of the ones I didn't even know, but I guess it's considered a round implant because I wanted more of the width. Oval could be more of like a teardrop, or you get high profile, which comes out this way. Also, there's round and oval, I guess, medium, moderate, and high profile. So that's why it's really important for you to go in for your consult and like show pictures of what you want. I knew pretty well what I wanted, and Garth and I had a great experience the first time, and he listens extremely well. So basically, you know, I showed him I wanted this. I didn't want a huge production. I showed him, I brought a bunch of photos in, things I liked and didn't like. And I recommend for everyone to print those out to the day of your surgery, bringing them in, because they do put them up on the wall, and he does refer to those. He also asked me the day of my surgery, once I get in there and I sit you up, which I have content of that I'm actually going to be putting in this video also. Once I sit you up, would you like me to go on the bigger side or the smaller side? I always said smaller. I always said more natural. This is what I got. As I said, I was 225 before. I am now 405, so it's a substantial difference, but I'm extremely happy. I love them. Over or under the muscles. So he does something called subpictorial, which is half under, half over. So if you look here, I don't have that hard kind of shape, which is something I've never really liked. This you can obviously accomplish with a push-up bra or something you're wearing. Especially in the bikini and stuff, they hang very nicely and naturally. So this part is under the muscle, and then this is over the muscle, which gives you a very natural teardrop shape. And they do fall very naturally to the side. Once again, I am wearing sort of like a compression top, but I felt like it was the best to like actually show you guys what they look like. I'm gonna put a picture here too. You're gonna see it is a crazy difference. I'm gonna actually show you all of my before and afters too. So from the very first time I got my boobs done, which I had nothing, like zero. I've always been super athletic and in shape and skinny, I guess. I was very skinny then. And so all of these rib cage that I have here and muscles, when he created my pocket, he had to do a lot of extra work. I was extremely swollen my first time and miserable, I'm not gonna lie. My first time was rough, but you know, once they do the surgery, they have to go in, they have to create this pocket. And because I didn't have any breast tissue, it wasn't exactly fun. But all of my girlfriends that have had breast tissue previous to their breast aug, or for instance me, like this being my second one, this one was easy breezy, and they said the same thing with theirs. A lot of the time you actually are feeling amazing and you have to stop yourself. They tell you you need to 100% listen to all of the instructions that the doctor gives you. It is so imperative. I've always been like to the book with stuff like that. I'd rather take the 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever precautionary versus getting a capsular contraction or hurting myself or ripping a stitch or something that's gonna end up messing up my boob job that not only is gonna cost me more money, but it's gonna be more downtime, which in the long run is gonna cost me even more money since I am, you know, an athlete and I do a lot of workouts and training and that type of thing, and I enjoy that, as well as keeping my body in shape. Is all of these things pay my bills, so I'm not trying to do that. So fun. What did I have before? As I said, I had 225, so that's about a B. I could sometimes fit a C. Now, what I have now is actually a 32D, so from a B to a D. Where was the incision made? It was actually made on my areola. On the bottom, I would say it's about, I don't know if you can see that, like that big on the bottom. It blends in perfectly. Garth cuts amazing. I can't even explain it. Like, I am 6 weeks out and I have no scar. I'm not going to scar 100%. I did not scar my first time. He cuts right on the areola, right where it meets the skin, and it's a perfect incision. And the stitches were amazing. I hated taking them out, but only because it was like a weird feeling. It's uncomfortable. But after your surgery, you actually have 2 sets of stitches. So they take out the first one a couple days after, I believe it was like 4 or 5 days after. And then the second one is like on your second week, and it's just a quick pull out. The first ones they cut out, but it didn't feel like anything, just a little pull. Did you get the entire capsule removed and when he did the switch? Yes, so the entire capsule is removed and it's replaced with new implants. Naturally, our body creates these capsules around the implant, kind of like a defense mechanism. It's a foreign object. For some girls, it's very minimal to even none, and then for others, it makes that crazy shape that you'll see a lot of girls. It basically goes like this around your implant, and it'll just deform it, and ultimately you do have to go back in for surgery and cut out the capsular contraction, scar tissue, things of that nature, which plays back into the downtime. I know on here somewhere one of those questions was, how long was the downtime? They recommend a minimum of 4 weeks to 6 weeks. I was on 6 weeks, 100%. I'm trying to push for actually 8 weeks. I did try to go and do some Pilates and like lower body workouts and stuff, and I actually did feel a little bit more sore, and so I'm actually gonna be laying off of the Pilates for a little bit longer. So a lot of like arms and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely do that. You do not want to risk a capsular contraction and having to go back in. It sounds awful to me. Yeah, my boobs were fake before. That was a big question. Does he do reconstruction? Yes, Garth actually specializes in reconstruction. If you guys don't know this, he did that extreme makeover show years ago. He has done the Kardashians, he has done Chrissy Teigen, he did Kris Jenner's facelift. He does a lot of amazing work. I personally went for him just for my boobs, but I know that, you know, this year I posted actually the other day after I went to see them for my photos that he just won, you know, Surgeon of the Year 2021 for breast aug, rhinoplasty, lipo, like everything. So if you haven't researched him, for sure, amazing. Also, another thing, I think I brought this up earlier in another part of the video, the scar that I have right here on my face when I had this little one attacked a dog and I was on my couch. I went to split them up, and I slipped and she got me instead of the dog. It was all over TMZ. It was a whole thing. It was awful. I thought I was gonna have a fucked up face forever, and I thought I was gonna just, my lip was completely split in half up my face. How I have this little scar, beyond me. Garth is the shit. Definitely a Garth fan, in case you guys can't tell. Also for the reconstructive, I actually went through all his books and stuff years ago when I went in there. He's helped a lot of girls that have had mastectomies, I think I'm saying that right, and botched boob jobs and capsular contraction and all of those things. So reconstructive is definitely a big thing for him. How much is it? His prices vary depending on what you're doing. If you're doing reconstruction, usually when you get your second boob job, after you've had a boob job, it's considered a reconstruction, so those prices are higher. It's different than, you know, breast lifts are different. You never know until you go in there and you tell them what you want, but we're talking, you know, 10K plus, that type of deal. So it's definitely an investment, especially now with how much longer implants last. I always tell people, like, don't go to Mexico, don't go to Colombia, don't go to these like crazy places to save a couple dollars, because majority of his clients are girls that went into that and came back and have to have it fixed. You are risking getting, you know, an infection, getting sick, botched boob jobs, everything under the sun. Save your money, do it right the first time. That's what I did, at least. I mean, that's what I recommend. How was the healing process? The healing process was honestly pretty easy. I think the hardest part for me was working out, which was another thing. How did you survive not working out? Honestly, it was kind of a nice break. I feel like ever since the world started opening up, I've just been going and traveling and working, and like I was super behind on work and paperwork and different stuff. I was in the middle of actually closing escrow on a house, and I had a big client, and so it really did kind of put me in the house to do some of the stuff that I had been kind of procrastinating. So I really just used the time wisely. I did rest hardcore, just watching TV and stuff for like the first 5 days. And then after that, I was up and working and doing a little bit of content and social media, as well as like all my other work. So it wasn't bad, but they definitely tell you a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. How do you avoid scarring? So Garth has his ways. There's a ton of things you can do for scarring, but everything Garth has ever done for me has been amazing, including my face, everything he's done. So he gives you these silicone band-aids. They're like little tape that he gives you in the office, and you cut them and you literally just put them, I kind of put them like this at an angle on the scar, and that silicone is what goes into it, and it also keeps the scar flat. So a lot of times after the surgery, people don't realize that, you know, the movements and things that we're doing with our body, you know, it pulls even from the inside. So all the movements that you're doing, this tape actually keeps it flat and holds it in place. And that's why I don't have any indentation or really scar tissue underneath it. And it's very light and moderate even now. He asks me to wear them for 4 months, which kind of sucks. I'm wearing them. I'm not gonna take any chances. I want them to be perfect. And I really love that after going in the second time, that I thought I would at least kind of have like some sort of like raised tissue, I guess, or I thought it would be a little different. They're perfect. So I'm gonna listen to whatever that man tells me. 6 months, a year, I'm gonna wear it. That's nothing compared to having to go and try to get scar removal and all that crazy extra shit. Pay more money. Also got here. Oh, and then after that, he has like a scar gel cream that I used to use on my face, and I still do actually when I go in the sun and stuff. So the sun is obviously really bad for scarring, so I always put that on, and even under my bikini, I used to put it on for the first like year, I think, after that. How long do you wait before working out? A minimum of 6 weeks, guys, and that means like it's more than just working out, like no upper body. I think I went months my first time without doing upper body, and I'm probably going to again because I don't want to chance it. And let's be real, as women, we do our lower body anyways, so butt and legs and core. It wasn't that hard. But another thing, I was shocked. I had a girlfriend of mine that got her boobs done at the same time, and she went right back to work. She's lifting her arms, she's carrying a purse. She's like, you're not supposed to do any of that. You can't carry a purse, you can't carry anything that's over a couple pounds, like 3 pounds or whatever. Just don't carry shit. Go into princess mode if you can. Wear a backpack, wear a fanny pack, I don't know. Just carry your keys and your phone. The lifting of the arms and all the little things that they tell you before you go in, don't do it. You'll be okay, don't do it. I literally would see things on the top shelf and be like, fuck it, I don't need it. All right, call Shayna, my assistant, or my sister, or somebody to help me, and then do it. just paid too much money. Can I link where I bought my post-op bras? Absolutely. They give you one actually when you leave, but they also give you the opportunity to order from other places, and you can get different colors and stuff like that. I think my place, yeah, it was called Shapewear USA is where I got mine, and I think that's where a majority of girls get them. You can get anything on there as well. So if you're thinking about getting a BBL, lipo, they have everything. Any kind of post-op wear, and I think they even just have like normal waist trainers and different stuff on there too. For colors, and they're a little bit cuter, but also you can even get stuff like that at Nordstrom's or anywhere, honestly. I even got some on Amazon that I wore for a couple weeks. They're like $12, they're super cheap. Now that you've healed, do you think you would have wanted to go bigger? No, I feel like they fit great. They're definitely a big difference from what I had, which is what I wanted. I think a lot of people get used to the swelling as soon as they get their boobs done, and they think that's what's gonna be, and then they decide they wish they would've went bigger. I definitely went a lot bigger than I even expected going. So from 350 to 405, I was actually very nervous when I got out. I was like, you did what? I thought we said 350. But when they sat me up, everyone in the room was like, yep, that's the size. So I trusted him, and I'm extremely happy. What else I did tell and share with him, which is why I encourage you guys to be super vocal with whoever you're having surgery by. Hopefully it's Garth. You know, he has all these things in mind that I've already told him. So what I said to him was, you know, if I want to go on the smaller side, my other reasoning is because I still do want to have kids. I will breastfeed, I will do all of that. And I want to have enough room to be able to go to a bigger implant instead of having to do a breast lift. I'm not a fan of breast lifts and the scarring, you can avoid it. So that was kind of me premeditating and thinking that it wasn't worth it for me to just have big boobs. And then for you to do that, you have to actually cut off the whole nipple. You cut down the side here, and sometimes they even cut under here. It depends like how much. So basically it's called an anchor scar. They're not usually the most attractive. And what they do is they take all that tissue and they basically go like this, and then they put your nipple back on. So obviously it's an amazing thing that we can even still do that and bring your boobs back up and make them look amazing. And for women that need it, you have options. I was just trying to do as minimal as possible. So I pre-thought about that before I did my boobs. But I think I will go bigger after I have kids, maybe, depending on how they make it through. She is just snoring. Look at her poor shaved belly. She spent a whole night in the hospital. It was super emotional. Okay, so I guess some other things that weren't on there that I would want to share with you guys. Basically, before I did my surgery, you stop drinking if you can. If you don't drink, you'll be fine. Say a minimum of 2 weeks before. I recommend a month if you can do it. I started taking arnica the month before, so no bruising, no scarring, stuff like that. It helps with everything, so helps with your inflammation. I tried to do everything before I even went into surgery to make the healing process easier on myself. Minimal to no caffeine if you can do it. He says you can have a cup a day if you need to, but you shouldn't have any caffeine leading up to your surgery if you could do it for a minimum of 2 weeks, once again recommending 4. I feel like that's kind of it. Oh, you have to stop all of your supplements. So no vitamins, no like B12 shots, no anything extra. They tell you to stop everything up to 2 weeks. And afterwards, there is no sauna, no steam room, no jacuzzis, no spray tan. I actually put my silicone band-aids on top of a, what's called like a nipple cover to cover mine. And then immediately after, I wiped it off with alcohol, and I was still nervous. You shouldn't be getting any. Same thing with the vitamins and supplements and everything. I waited for another 2 weeks after my surgery. Also, the biggest and hardest one, sex. Why? So basically, they don't want you to get your heart rate up. They obviously don't want you to hurt yourself, someone else hurt you type of deal. You can't lay on your chest for at least 4 weeks, I would say 6 weeks. And that means no massages. You can't go get a massage. You can't sleep on your stomach. You can't lay anything on your stomach. You want to wear, so I would say this is a compression-ish, so I do feel secure, but it's much bigger in here and more stretched out than the band underneath. The band underneath is what I love and have been wearing the most because it does feel very supported and secure to hold them in. Oh, I think that's it, guys. I hope I answered all your questions. I am now going to get ready. I have a music video today. I haven't done a music video in years, but it is for the king. I can't say who, but I will if I get my phone. I don't know if I will get my phone, but I will at least be posting the video once it comes out. I'm super excited, but yeah, I gotta go. I'll catch y'all later. I hope I answered all of your questions. I hope you liked this. I hope it helped. I hope y'all go see Garth. And please let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, tell me what else you want to see, any questions, whatever. And make sure you check out my travel stuff. I'm doing a whole summer of traveling all over Europe, Mykonos, Italy, going to Hungary for Formula One. I'll be posting my Africa video, my Maldives video. So let me know. See y'all next time.